Fight.
So now that it's damn near October, we are finally getting ready to crown a 2020 NBA champion. Despite that long ass wait, it's been a really good NBA playoffs, and then there were two. We are down to the Miami Heat and the Los Angeles Lakers, as none of you predicted. Now, there's quite a few interesting storylines heading into this series, as we have the two most insufferable fan bases, with all disrespect to Philly, being rewarded with an NBA Finals appearance.
Kids, you're both just awful.
On top of that, because Dion Waiters was on the Miami Heat opening day roster and is on the Lakers roster now, he'll technically be named an NBA champion no matter which team wins. All goofiness aside, this will be an opportunity for LeBron James to earn a fourth ring and further pad his NBA resume. Dwight Howard and Rajon Rondo look to add to their own redemption arc. NBA godfather Pat Riley will be looking for some revenge against LeBron after what happened in 2014. Before I get into the matchup breakdown, a big shout out to friend of the show Kyle Alexander, Canada's own, for making the NBA Finals in his first year in the league. Check out our sit down with Kyle on the link down below. And with that said, man, let's get into it. The first question I have going into this series is how the Lakers game plan for the Miami Heat. Do they decide to go big and use their size to their advantage and match up against Bam Adebayo while keeping Anthony Davis dynamic in an inside-outside game? Or do they go small, match up Anthony Davis with Bam Adebayo at center, and trust their outside shooting? While personally I feel like it might be in their best interest to go big and take advantage of the size and rebounding, because again, rebounding seems to be the most underrated feature in a playoff team. I feel like odds are good they'll probably go small and match up Anthony Davis at the 5. Whether he likes it or not, he'll be effective in that matchup, and you need somebody to stay on Bam Adebayo throughout the process of the game. You can't trust Dwight Howard to play 30 plus minutes, or JaVale McGee for that matter. Also, I feel like Miami has been shooting the ball way too well and moving the ball way too well for the Lakers to take their chances on Miami's perimeter game. Key for the Lakers to win this series will be beating Miami's zone defense with a pick and roll and outside shooting. While the Heat can be really effective on man-to-man defense, their zone is among the best in the league, and they're really good at executing, playing passing lanes, and picking off shots, as well as closing out. Zone defenses have been used with lesser personnel against LeBron in the finals and have proven effective, and I don't see Miami not taking advantage of that as well. However, if the Lakers are able to use pick and roll and drive and kick to their advantage, it will be really effective in beating that zone defense with the LeBron James and Anthony Davis pick and roll, and if their outside shooting is consistent enough throughout the series, I like their chances. It'll be a similar but slightly different approach to the Miami Heat, whereas they'll lean more on their defensive ability, creating transition fast break opportunities and knocking down open shots as well. The thing is, I feel like Miami is actually a little more consistent from the outside. Miami's ball movement has been crisp the entire playoff run. They pass the ball really well, they knock down a lot of open shots, and I feel like their shooters and their role players have a bit of a higher ceiling than that of the Lakers, whereas the Lakers obviously carry a bit of an advantage in the 1-2 punch. Miami's combination of tough and gritty basketball on the defensive side of the ball, their transition openings, and their perimeter shooting would have to be what carries them to a win in this series against LeBron and the Sunshine Gang. Having said all that, I think it's pretty clear and obvious who the favorite to win this series is. The Lakers have the 1-2 punch of Anthony Davis and LeBron James. It's just going to prove too powerful for Jimmy Butler and the Miami Heat. I just don't see any way that they solve those guys. I mean, LeBron's a bona fide champion and Anthony Davis is a top 5 player in this league, and there's just no possibility to stop them. It's pretty clear the Lakers are going to win this series. On second thought, fuck all that. I can't seem to wrap my head around why everybody is so sure the Lakers are just going to run the table in this series and have no problems whatsoever, as if LeBron and Anthony Davis are completely unstoppable despite an actual need for role players in a playoff series. Look, man, I get it. Those two are awesome, but the team outside of that needs to show up for them to win a playoff series. I mean, you don't just win playoff series with 1 or 2 star players. You need guys around that. You need role players to show up and have big moments throughout the stretch of a series, and I don't trust these Lakers. I just don't. Outside of the play of Rajon Rondo lately, I really don't see anything to suggest that the rest of these Lakers role players are going to step up and do enough to seal a championship series, especially against this tough-ass Miami team. I mean, Miami has a better coach, they've got better all-around personnel, they've got a better basketball culture, and they've been more consistent on both sides of the ball. All that matters. This isn't fucking 2K. This is real basketball. I know I'm going against the grain here, but I'm fine with it. I trust my choice, and I'm going with what has worked throughout this entire playoff run. The Miami Heat are playing championship basketball, and the Lakers have been bailed out too many fucking times. I just don't trust them until they give me a reason to. Now, if they win, I'll take my L with that one, so be it. But looking at the coaching, the role players, and how everybody fits within this system, I just trust the Miami Heat that much more. It's that simple. I'm taking the Miami Heat to win the NBA Finals. And there we have it. There's my pick for the NBA Finals. After this goofy ass season and these weird ass playoff setup, I'm picking grown ass man Jimmy Butler and the Miami Heat to win the NBA championship and avenge Pat Riley. If I'm wrong, it won't be for basketball reasons, and I'm sticking to that. Regardless, I hope it's a good and long, hard fought series, and I'm looking forward to seeing it. Be sure to check out full episodes of Full Court Bresh right here on the channel. We drop them shits weekly. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I will check in with y'all after the NBA Finals.